I think Charlie was not allowed to be anything but a Christian Zionist, and he was changing in the last few weeks. Everything began ratcheting up after Tucker Carlson hit the stage.
In the murder of Charlie Kirk, then in the cover-up of the murder of Charlie Kirk.
You go yourself. You demonic.
If what Candace Owens recently hinted at turns out to be true, then the story people think they know about Erika Kirk might be completely upside down. For months now, the internet has been quietly asking one uncomfortable question. A question that refuses to disappear no matter how many times it gets brushed aside. Was Erika Kirk ever actually pregnant? And if she was, the next question becomes even more explosive. Was the child really Charlie's? Right now, rumors are circulating behind the scenes about alleged DNA discussions happening privately. Nothing officially confirmed. But the whispers are getting louder. And suddenly, conversations that once lived in tiny corners of the internet are starting to spill out into the open. But before jumping too far ahead, there's something simple people keep pointing out. In today's world, pregnancies are documented everywhere, especially when it comes to public figures. Celebrities post updates, influencers share bump photos, paparazzi capture candid moments. Entire timelines of pregnancy usually exist online. Yet when people went looking through Erika Kirk's public life, something felt strangely missing. There isn't a single widely recognized candid photo showing her visibly pregnant. No public appearances with a clear baby bump. No casual photos. No paparazzi shots. No unfiltered social media moment where people could clearly see it. And that stands out even more because Erika built her public persona around being constantly on camera. She filmed herself everywhere. On stages, at conferences, on flights, during personal moments most people would normally keep private. Which makes the next part of this story even harder for some people to ignore. Because when Charlie passed away, Erika didn't step away from the camera. She did the exact opposite. She picked it up. She filmed herself grieving. She documented deeply emotional moments. At one point even recording herself saying goodbye to her husband. Those were extremely personal moments. And they were shared publicly in real time. So critics online began asking a simple question. If privacy was truly the guiding principle, why did it apply to pregnancy, but not to grief? Why hide one chapter of life so carefully while broadcasting another so openly? That contradiction was the moment when people online started digging deeper. And what they found next only added more fuel to the speculation. At one point, ultrasound footage connected to Erika began circulating online. But viewers quickly noticed something unusual. According to people analyzing the clip, the name shown on the ultrasound screen didn't appear to say Erika Kirk. Instead, it reportedly showed the name Erika Franza, her maiden name. Now, to be fair, there could be simple explanations. Old paperwork. Hospital systems not updated. Administrative mistakes happen all the time. But critics pointed out something else. Erika's entire public identity revolves around being Mrs. Erika Kirk. Her social media handles even emphasize the name. So seeing a completely different last name on something as important as an ultrasound immediately raised eyebrows. And that wasn't the only detail people noticed. According to those reviewing the timeline, Charlie reportedly wasn't present during that appointment. Instead, Erika allegedly attended with her mother. On its own, that might not mean much. Families attend medical visits together all the time. But when people combined that detail with the absence of visible pregnancy photos, the questions started stacking up quickly. Because when clear public documentation doesn't exist, even small details suddenly become important. Then internet investigators started revisiting old clips. And a few awkward moments resurfaced. In one conversation, Erika struggled to remember specific dates tied to her marriage and her children. In another podcast appearance, she casually mentioned that her obstetrician was no longer alive. That comment confused many listeners and sparked another wave of curiosity online. None of these details alone prove anything. But together, they created enough curiosity for people to keep digging. And then Candace Owens entered the conversation. And according to many viewers, that's when the entire story took a much sharper turn. Recently, Candace suggested something that immediately ignited a firestorm online. She hinted that Erika may not have been where she originally claimed on the day Charlie was shot. Erika previously stated that she was at the hospital with her mother receiving treatment that day. But according to sources mentioned by Candace, the real location may have been very different. Some claims suggest Erika might have actually been at a hotel suite instead. That single allegation sent the internet into another frenzy. Because if the timeline changes, the entire story surrounding that day starts looking very different. And that's when another name suddenly reappeared in the conversation. Tracy Martin. Reports suggest Tracy has been one of Erika's closest friends for over 15 years. Photos show them together at vacations, events, and family gatherings again and again. Some sources even claim Tracy's daughter may have worked as Erika's personal assistant at one point, though that detail remains unconfirmed. To many people, this simply looks like a long-term friendship. But others watching the situation from the outside started asking a different question. If Erika wasn't with her mother that night, and she was instead with Tracy, why say something different in the first place? And that's exactly where the internet's theories started getting even louder. At first, one theory kept circulating quietly. The possibility that Erika may have used a surrogate for her children. But over time, the speculation evolved into something far more dramatic. Some online commentators began suggesting the children could biologically belong to someone within Erika's close circle. Now to be clear, these are rumors circulating online. There is no publicly confirmed evidence proving those claims. But the speculation didn't stop there. Because another name suddenly entered the conversation. Tyler Boyer. Some online sources began alleging that Tyler Boyer could potentially be the biological father of Erika's children. Again, there is no confirmed public evidence supporting that claim. But people pointing to that theory say the timelines raise questions. According to several discussions online, the marriage between Erika and Charlie may not have been in the best place during that period. Reports claim tensions may have been building behind the scenes. And if that timeline were true, it would change how many people interpret everything that happened next. Some observers pointed to small details they believed hinted at problems in the relationship. Claims that Charlie had stopped wearing his wedding ring. Stories suggesting he may have been sleeping on the couch. Rumors that the idea of divorce was already being discussed privately. None of those details have been officially confirmed. But when people line them up together, they form a narrative that continues to circulate online. Then there's another moment that sparked heavy debate. Erika publicly released what she described as Charlie's final letter to her.